So I thought the name of that moku was Rabbit Island, but what I found out was it's actually Manana.
Yep, Manana.
Manana is the name. And what is the name of that moku over there?
That island is named Kohi Kaipu.
Kauhi Kaipu. Wow, mahalo ke kueva. You know, hey, how you guys doing? I didn't even know you were there. We're in beautiful Waimānalo, and I'm with my friend Kekueva Kikiloi to talk about Papahānaumokuākea. You know that we belong to an entire chain of islands, just like the ones out here. Brother, can you explain to us what Papahānaumokuākea is?
Sure. Papahānaumokuākea is an area called the Northwest Hawaiian Islands. It's the other half of the archipelago that we don't get to hear about too often. There's a series of 10 islands that extend past Ni'ihau and our main 8 chain that goes up to the northwest for about 1,200 miles or so.
Wow, so it's not just 8 islands in Hawaii.
No.
Actually, it extends out
10
farther.
more
10 more islands.
Yep.
And how far are those islands going out?
1,200 miles about.
1,200 miles? Oh, that's a long, long way. Yep. Now, when you go, what is the islands that extend furthest? What are the name of the islands?
The islands at the end have more modern names from European explorers like Midway Atoll that we might be familiar with, Kure Atoll. But there's been more recent research that looks at trying to rediscover these old names from the traditions of Papahanaumoku and Wakea, where Papahanaumoku, the name comes from. Papahanaumoku is Earth Mother and Wakea is Earth Sky Father.
Wow.
And the joining of those two names helps us reconnect with those areas with the main Hawaiian Islands.
So it's like the sky and the earth joined together.
Yep.
Okay, so what are the islands that are closest to us then?
The two islands right after Ni'ihau are Nihoa is the first one, and Mokumanamana or Necker Island.
So if we're gonna go on a canoe and we head up north, those are the next 2 islands we would bump into. Wow, that's so cool. Have you ever been to any of those islands?
Yeah, I've been to all the islands a number of
Oh,
times.
and so what is it like? Is there a lot of people there?
There's no people on the islands. It's a place where nature rules. It's very much like Manana Island in the background over here, where it's low, flat islands that hardly get any rain, very dry, coastal plants and vegetation, a lot of birds. Over here we might see, a flock of 10 or 15 seabirds, but up there we have millions of birds.
So it must be real noisy up there too.
It's very noisy.
Are there mountains?
The first 2 islands still have some peaks, but as they move up the chain, they become low, flat coral atolls.
How come? What happens? How come there's no mountains?
Well, after millions of years of geological erosion, these islands just get smaller and smaller as they move up the northwest.
Oh wow! Because they're older.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like kupuna.
Yeah, and in fact, the community calls them kupuna islands.
Oh, no kidding! Wow. So one day then, our islands are going to be smaller, like those islands.
Yes.
As time goes by.
Over time, yeah, they do shrink. But a lot of the traditional mo'olelo or stories talk about those islands as not being small, but taking on very godlike characteristics. So they can do things like float in the sky, disappear and reappear at will. So they become a part of the mythology in a way.
Wow, that's cool. So, wow, mythology, that's interesting. Now, when we think about these islands, what role did they play, those islands play in the lives of our kupuna?
Well, they're important places because they're part of our homeland. And our kupuna were voyaging up there on canoes in the past for fishing and subsistence.
Oh, wow.
And also for ceremonial purposes.
So they didn't only just go to these islands like Ni'ihau and Big Island. They would actually extend farther out.
Yeah, all the way up the chain.
They would voyage up there. Wow, I didn't know that. That's so cool. What are some of what is the role of Papahānaumokuākea in our lives today, and maybe some of the ways that affect our keiki?
Well, I think it's important because there's not too many natural places left in the main Hawaiian Islands. We do have some very beautiful places here on Oahu and the other islands, but every place has some impact from man's footprint. But up there, it's a place where nature rules and plants and animals come first, and their protection comes first.
Are any of those plants or animals or fish, are they endangered, or are they really rare?
Some of them are endangered, and a lot of them are becoming more rare, as we affect places in the main chain.
So we kind of have to take care a little bit, huh?
Yeah, totally. Doing things like picking up your trash and taking care of the islands over here has an effect to these Northwest Hawaiian Islands.
It does? I mean, those islands are 1,200 miles away. How does if someone throws trash into the ocean, what happens to the trash?
Well, the trash gets carried away on these currents and gets stuck in the coral reefs up there. So agencies like NOAA have cleanups up there, and they haul out tons of trash every year off of the reefs.
Okay, so I get it. So if we mālama aina, we take care of our beaches and our aina, then all that trash won't go up the chain and hurt the fragile environment in Papahānaumokuākea. Something to think about. Hope you guys enjoyed this section. Mahalo, brother, for sharing with us about Papahānaumokuākea, a family of islands. Take care. I'll see you in the next section.
Aloha, everyone.